what is the main purpose of marriage certificate, and we will understand whether love can sustain marriage. Share your thoughts and your opinions under the bottom of the screen. At the bottom of the event, you can share your thoughts whether you think love is enough to sustain marriage. You see, I want to ask you a question. How come we still divorce? There are a lot of divorces. If you check the statistics right now, it will blow your mind. I had access to a certain document about certain divorces in a particular country. And if you look at the number of divorces, it will blow your mind. But in all these marriages have had people, both parties, expressing love, promising love, as we always use the word love, for each other. So the question is, how come after all the promises, we still having those levels, numbers when it comes to divorces? This brings me to a point where I'm going to be very, very blunt on this. I'm going to say that love is not enough to marry anybody. This is very controversial, but I'm telling you, I'll say it again. Love is not enough to get yourself married to anybody. Love, as we use it, is not enough. So then someone will ask, if love is not enough, then what do we do? And what can keep our marriages? I will tell you this thing here. The only thing that can keep marriage, from statistics, from research, has come to be confirmed that it's that thing that keeps marriage is what we call commitment. Commitment is only the thing that can keep a marriage. Why do we say commitment? And what is commitment? Commitment is when you have decided to do a thing. For instance, you've said that I'm going to make sure I live in this place for the next 15 years. I'm going to make sure I travel by foot for the next 10 years to work. I'm going to make sure this person, I've chosen this person as my this one. So I've committed myself to it, and I've decided, and my system has accepted it. So the only thing that keeps marriage is commitment. That is deciding to live with your spouse in spite of, not because of. Choosing to live with your partner in spite of whatever that comes, not because of the good things that you get. And so when we ask ourselves about what commitment really is, commitment always demands decisions. And the evidence of, commitment demands decisions. And the evidence of decision is your agreement. The evidence of the fact that you have taken a decision is your agreement with the person you are doing something with. It could be anything. And the evidence of your agreement is a contract. And the contract could be verbal or written. But in most cases, verbal contracts are taken for granted. But written contracts always have value, and they last longer, and they stand. They help everybody. They help both parties in all instances where people even forget what they said. Written contracts always will bring you back to where you left off. So I will repeat this. Commitment demands decisions, and the evidence of your decision is your agreement. And the evidence of your agreement is the contract that you have. So when we come to marriage, we get attracted first by what we see. You saw a nice man, saw a nice woman. You decided to approach, you approached, right? That is all. It's just emotions. You felt something and you followed that to get closer. And when you told the person, he or she has never heard anyone saying that before, or she was anticipating you proposing, so now she has agreed and you both agreed to move on. That feeling you get when you just meet someone, that is not enough to get married to anybody, because trust me, you can have the same feeling from other people. Ask yourself, how come at the burial grounds of someone that dies, the wife wants to jump into the grave, the husband wants to die? 2 weeks down the track, the person is married to another one. What happened? I thought you said that was the bone of your bone, the flesh of your flesh, and that was it. You can love somebody else. The word love, I'm using it, in parentheses. You can love somebody else. You can live with somebody else. Okay, that is one fact we need to establish. But then your decision to live with somebody, if you are a very principled person that live by your words, that determines whether you can commit to this relationship, friendship, marriage, contract, agreement, or whatever. That is the most important key. So in this case, what is that contract? The contract that is going to bind people together in marriage. In this case is what we call the marriage certificate. It's no longer that love promises people gave to the other. And let me ask you this question. If love was enough to sustain marriage and to preserve it forever, how come in the same church you are promising love, the bishop, pope, prophet, pastor, reverend guided you to promise love? They said make a vow. You made vows. You know what vows mean? After all the vows that we made, you were still given a form to sign. Why? Because when the time comes when you have come out of that emotional stupidity, whatever you were in, when the time comes that you have come back out of that emotional instability you call love, the only thing that you are going to dwell on to help you to survive, the only thing is that contract, that decision. So you will be held accountable not for loving somebody as we use the word love, but you'll be held accountable for choosing to commit by documenting what your decision has been. So no court has ever punished anybody just because the person promised someone that I love you and then the person decided not to continue. There's nothing major. But if somebody appended the signature to a contract, marriage certificate, or whatever document that there was, you could be held accountable for that in the court of law. This is why I'm bringing us to the point where we have to understand that the actual marriage is the documentation. It is the contract. So from culture to culture, it doesn't matter where you come from. Go and ask. Traditionally, every culture will call the woman and the man and ask you, do you really think you want to marry? Why? Because back in those days, they are still funding marriage, building marriage on the original foundation based on which that culture, all cultures built it. So till tomorrow, the cultures have not introduced documenting your commitment to the marriage. They still ask you, but they make sure it's not in secrecy. They make sure there are witnesses. A lot of people are there to listen to your vows, to listen to you promising that you will take this woman as your wife from today. And back in those days, they will offer sacrifices of animals. They will pour libations. Why was that libation poured? They pour the libation to seal that contract, the verbal agreement you've made. Go to Ghana, for example. They will pour libation at every wedding, every marriage ceremony, the traditional marriages. Maybe now Christianity has come. Many people would rather like to choose a different way to do it. But the main thing is that they will pour libation to make sure they are sealing the verbal contract the two families have decided to bond and to pursue. That is the marriage. And your marriage is not held together by anything, but by the verbal contract you say. So even if you want to divorce in Africa, you need to make sure you present a drink. The drink they drank on that day, the drink that was given to the father of the woman as dowry, she has to return that to the other party to make sure, to signify that divorce. Why? Because that is the document you are breaking. It had nothing to do with what you felt. Oh, I felt butterfly blues. Forget it. You dreamt and you were harvesting cocoa together. Forget about all that. They are not interested in any of that. And because of this, back in the days when the elderly were young, you know what I mean? Marriages in some cultures, your father could just go and meet a girl in a place and think and assume and predict that this girl comes from a good family, so she will make a good wife for you. He will bring that woman to you and say, my son, this is your wife. And they lived happily ever after. Why? Because they decided to accept what both families have decided on. So commitment or decision sustains marriages much more than whatever emotional love we think we always use in our times. And this is the main reason why we are also getting a lot of divorces, because many young people listening to us, maybe not listening now, have always had that mindset that, oh, if you don't love him, don't marry him. So everybody is looking for somebody they will feel something for. And that feeling, you can feel it for many people, trust me, especially for men. You can feel it for many other women. This is why married men still do cheat, and they have the same fun with whoever they cheat with. Why I'm saying this seriously here is that take away from your mind the conception and the perception that there's something called love that you need to feel from the wind or somewhere, which is going to cause you to fall in love with somebody and to go ahead and marry the person. It's not about that. And remember this, every contract demands a decision, and decisions are made by analysis and thinking, critical analysis. So if you are listening to me and you're already married, that is it for you. Manage it. Choose to renew your vow to yourself that from today I have decided, I think this is what I've got. This is the wife I've got. This is the husband I've got. I'm going to make do with what I have. I'm going to live with her. That decision, if it is firmly done by yourself, you will be able to survive in that marriage, no matter what it is. Because remember, I said here that the only thing that keeps marriage is commitment. And commitment is deciding to live with one another in spite of whatever the challenges may be. Because there will always be more than 1,001 reasons why you should leave your husband. Right now, if you've lived with a wife, you know that there is more than 1,000 reasons why you should break up with your partner, your fiancé, even your business partner. You will always have some reason to leave. But if at the beginning you took a good decision and decided that, look, this is the person I'm going with, and that's it, you will realize that it becomes easier. Have you thought about this before? Have you ever thought of divorcing your mother? Divorcing your sister? Everybody will laugh at you. You are even laughing. The reason is that right from the day you were born, your mindset, the power of the mind is so powerful. Your mindset has accepted that this is my mother. She's locked in, key thrown away. This is my brother or this is my sister, locked in, key thrown away. I have no other. We are three. And so even if you are sleeping and you are called and someone asks you, oh, you have brothers? Yeah, I have brothers. How many are you? 3. You don't need to think. Why? Because you have accepted it into the powerful brain that you carry, that these people are logged into my life. And that's it for me. So your differences will come. You will argue. Sometimes you will fight. You misunderstand each other. Differences will mount, serious differences. Sometimes it gets really terrible. But what happens? After a month, 2 weeks, a week, a year, a period, everything dies its natural death and you move on. Some will last quite some time based on the degree of the intensity of the differences and what happened. But you realize that you always come back around to keep the family going. Worst scenario, when something happens in the family, like where we come from, Africa, you will still be called as part of the family when something concerning the same brother you have a difference with. And you will go and sit in, and sometimes you'll be told, look, don't worry, it's your brother, it's your sister, it's all right. And then things get handled and you move on again. This means that when the powerful brain of a human being accepts you, you accept it. In the same way, you can translate that into your relationship, into your business deals, into your friendship, into your marriages, and lock your wife, your husband in and say, look, this is what I've married. Unfortunately, may not be the best husband, but I'm going to have to live with that person. If he does this too much, I'm going to find a way to accommodate that. So once you lock that into your system on Family Arena today, you will realize that it becomes easier for you to ignore some of the things the person does, which in actual sense could cause you to have left. Those things that could have caused you to leave the marriage, to leave the friendship. After you've taken this decision, you realize that it's become much more easier. You don't even see offenses. You will be hurt. You will be offended, but you will realize it's much, much easier to say it's all right, to disregard, to ignore. It's going to be very, very easy to ignore things that formerly could have caused you to walk away. A brother has testified to this to me before. And this is the reason why the good book, the Bible says that in Amos chapter 3 verse 3, it says, and how can two walk together except they agree? Bible never say except they are in love. Bible never said except they love each other. But Bible said except they agree. Just two people. How can two walk together except they agree? So if you are going to be able to work together with your brother as a brother, you must first agree. Agree that you have a common purpose. Agree that you have your differences, but when this difference come, you will give the person some space. Agree to the fact that the person enjoys drumming whilst you enjoy dancing. Or the person enjoys drumming whilst you enjoy maybe running. And when you want to run, you go and run. And the person can decide to choose to accommodate you by saying, okay, he loves to run, but okay, I will join the person to run. Or she loves to drum, but then I'll find a way, even though drumming is very noisy to me, my ears, I will find a way to accommodate. Maybe I'll buy earbuds and just plug it in so this noise will come down a bit. It will not hurt me the way it always does. Whenever people think they are married and they live together and they are the best of couples, you travel, you come back again, and then they are fighting. The same people, different. They've even separated. One lives in the other house and the other lives in another house. But so where was the love that you promised? You vowed. I mean, you took a vow. A vow. Back in the days, if you took a vow and you broke it, you were taken down. But you took a vow and then you've managed to disregard your vow and you've moved on. You've left your matrimonial home. Even though you took a vow, it means that if you entered into your marriage based on what you felt, you can easily walk out based on what you feel again. Because human emotions can play on you. You can feel one thing last week and feel another thing today. You may wish to like a certain particular drink, and after a while you don't want to take that same drink again. So if you are basing your marriage, your relationships based on what you feel, because you've heard love stories, love songs, there's nothing like that. It's about liking somebody and decide, look, we are going to treat a topic next time, and that topic is going to be, does love even exist? Does love even exist? This is where it's going to be really deep, so get ready, we'll bring it on. Check our next video, you will find that whether love even exists, and we will explain to you why love as we see it, it's being used for the lack of a better word. There's nothing like that. Love is the evidence of commitment. Okay, love is the evidence, the byproduct of commitment. When you see the byproduct of commitment, you call it love. So we have kind of jump-started the process. And this is why many people will think, oh, if he loves you, he will give you things. Love gives, love forgives. So all those examples we give, that is not love itself. Those are the byproduct of somebody's commitment to somebody. Because somebody can decide to give the wife or the husband a gift, even though they were fighting in the morning. It does not mean the person loved the person, because that same person has fought with a colleague at work and they are still not talking. But then the person comes back home and said that, man, men meet at work and they talk. If you want to have peace, man, go and make peace at home. So it means that you decide that even though this thing the person has done against me, I'm not happy. I still have to make peace and we live on. Because why? I have decided to live with this person forever. In spite of what our differences may be, in spite of how bad the person may be, I've decided to live with her. So let me go and let me buy some drinks, let me buy some pizza, let me buy some items, some gift, and just go home. And then maybe we have some dinner together, and case will die the natural death, as I always call it. I believe you are not understand why we say that natural death. It means no mediation. Sometimes a bit of mediation will come, no discussion, but some more important, mostly it dies the natural death. And this is the reason why I'm telling you that. If you see the byproduct of commitment and you call it love, ask yourself, the guys that know how to treat a woman, because they understand how you are going to define the gifts they are giving you. So they always buy you gifts because they know the definition of the world, society about gift is that they love you. So even if the person is married and then the person wants you for a short time or for something to use you and just let you go at some stage, what the person does is this. Okay, they want gift to define love. Okay, so I will buy a gift. I'll send a text every morning. I'll send a text every night. And I'll buy her some gift. I'll order some flowers to be delivered to her house. When a woman sees these byproducts of commitment, they quickly rush and call it love. But that is not love. Sometimes some guys would do it to a woman who has money, who has it all, and then they will get commitment from the woman. So whilst the woman has now decided to commit because she saw fake signs of commitment, she says, oh, that is love. And then she starts dreaming, assuming, arousing herself emotionally. And then the guy is not even looking her way, but just for that short time, as soon as the guy gets his way around, boom, that's it, he's gone. So you ask, oh, he loved me. Who told you? You were seeing the byproduct, because people know what you will use to define love. So they will just give you that and let you go. So if you are looking for someone to marry, look for commitment. It's not about gifts. It's not about gift. It's not about dreams. It's not about these things. Yes, you can pray into your marriage, but I'm telling you that don't dwell on these things, because many have promised love, many have promised eternity, and yet they have divorced their partners for certain minor reasons which they could have let go, but because they did not decide at the beginning that I'm going to live with this person in spite of the differences, in spite of how tall, how short, in spite of how aggressive, how bad, how terrible, how much he can't talk, how much he can't do this, how much he can't cook, how much he can't clean, because we didn't fund our relationships based on these principles, and we found out it's based on how we felt. That feeling is gone, because when responsibilities step into your marriage or your relationship, when school fees come in, when rent begin to pile up, and you guys need to work and make things together to make sure you are able to fix all the utility bills and everything, then you see that responsibility is going to take away what you feel. Reality will wipe out that emotional instability from your eyes, and then you will see the right person, the person you are with, and you're going to go like, no, the love is gone. It went nowhere. It was nowhere, actually. It never came. So my advice to all of us is, if we are already in marriages, let's rethink and understand that our mothers lived with our terrible fathers, and they said, because of my kids, and they lived with them for 50, 30, 70 years till the father or one of them died. It was not because of anything like love. And remember, they were able to marry. Parents traveled, got girls, married them for their sons, and they lived forever because of commitment. But we will talk about love. And even though we are talking about love, our marriages are breaking. So let's shift from that emotional advertisement into commitment, and I believe our marriages will be better off. Stay blessed, and see you again next time. If you have any comments, please don't forget to share the comments. You can share it live on either YouTube, or you can type it down under Facebook, and we will reply you. We will respond to all the questions that will come. If there will be any comments, we will deal with it. If there are questions, there will be a date set for that. But remember, watch our next program, and you are going to see the event that we're going to be talking about, whether love exists or love does not even exist. Because the word love, even in the Bible, is used for the lack of a better word to define what people really want to achieve. And even in our time, we are doing the same thing. What we really want to say, we don't have the words for it. God bless you. Stay tuned, and then see you again next week. Today is Wednesday, so see you tomorrow on War Zone with Evangelist Justice Asare. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be powerful. Enjoy yourself, and I believe you'll be better off if you join. God bless you as you tuned in. Remember, what you need to sustain your relationship and marriage is commitment, not love. Love cannot do you any good, but commitment can sustain you. Your first day emotions can attract you to the person, but your commitment afterwards is what is going to sustain it. Your commitment will let you cook for your husband when he's not there, will let you buy things for the partner, will let you do what will make the person happy, and you can both make each other happy by looking after each other's interests and dislikes. God bless you so much. See you tomorrow, 7:30, same time. We won't waste your time. Stay blessed and enjoy the year.